Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. This is the third part of the beginner to advanced WordPress course. Okay, now in this tutorial I'm going to be showing you the back end tour of this dashboard, and some of you right now might have some problems with maybe signing in into your back end. You're not so sure, the experience is still new, but I'm going to make that easy for you. Okay, so now let me show you how to do this. Now if you're using WordPress local, as from the previous tutorial that I showed you guys, yeah, it's really easy. Once you have this turned on, all you have to do is to click WP admin and it will open up your browser and it would automatically log you in. Yeah. Now, once you're logged in, you just be able to view this interface right here. Okay. Now that's for the case of the WP local software. Okay, and this is your domain and the extension for logging in. Okay, however, if you've just bought your domain name, for example, I own a domain name, for example, let me show you guys. For example, for this, whatever that we'll be using, this is a domain name that I'm working with. Yeah, so you can get your domain name. Okay, let me open it up in the incognito so that it makes sense. All right, so you get your domain name, yeah, paste it in to your browser, and I'm going to show you guys how to sign in case your website is online on a live server on the internet. What you have to do is to put a slash right here, then WP hyphen admin. And once you type that in, you just hit enter. Okay, so now what is gonna do is gonna lead you to this login page. Okay, so then you'll type in your name and you'll type in the password that you created. Okay, so type in my password, hopefully it's right, and I'll click login. Then it will lead me back to this dashboard. Okay, yeah, it's that easy. And if in case you have any problems, please reach out. Yeah, reach out to me and I'll be able to help in the comment section or on the Discord channel that I created for you guys. Okay, so now let's say you've logged in, and I'll close this. You add the back end. Yeah, so you'll be welcomed by this, the WordPress version and everything. So you can dismiss this. Yeah, and to show you your site health status, no information yet because you don't have anything installed or any pages created. So the very first thing that I like to do is to clean up all this mess, because now this is too much information. Yeah, so what I do, there's an option right here of screen options. Yeah, and what I do while I'm here is that I uncheck all these. Yeah, then I press this button so it goes back up. So there's still the activity, I'm sure it's still checked, and I'll remove this so everything is blank. Yeah, so there we have it. Okay, so and you're having the update section and a home. Yeah, so basically here it will show you any updates that you need to do. And for example, right now we have the version, the current 6.42 version of WordPress, which is the latest. Yeah, it's the latest version that WordPress has released. Okay, now you have to know that these versions keep on being upgraded. Yeah, so when 6.4.3 comes, you may need to update it to that. Yeah, but you may check this out once in a while, for example once in 3 or 4 months. Yeah, and basically keep things up to date on your site. Okay, so when you click dashboard, it takes you back to the dashboard. Okay, now we are handling this left panel. Yeah, you're gonna handle it bit by bit so that you guys understand what everything is about. Okay, now let's go to posts. What is a post? Now a post, I'm gonna be showing you guys how to create posts. Yeah, But basically, if I can go to my chat GPT, and I'm just demonstrating, guys. I haven't decided to go into detail into this, but let's see. If I tell ChatGPT, write me a blog post about health, all right, uh, it will generate a bunch of stuff. For example, if I can get this title and I just copy it, I'm just creating a sample post, okay? So I'm just showing you guys what a post is about, okay? Later, I'm going to show you guys how to create the blog post, yeah? So if I add a new post, if I click on add new post, it's going to open up this page and I'll just close it, this, whatever. Then I'll add in my title, yeah? Unlocking the secret holistic health, nurturing mind, body, and soul. Then maybe this is the stuff that I want to paste in, and I think this is enough. I'll just paste it in right here. All right, then I can click publish. You guys don't get scared. I'm going to show you guys how to create this, yeah? So if I'm to click this WordPress icon right here, this is the WordPress logo, by the way, I can see that I've created a post right here, yeah? So to view the post, I might right click on this and click on open new tab, yeah? And this will be my sort of blog post, yeah? So when you go on sites like, did we see MTV News? MTV News, for example. If I'm to check this out, remember I showed you guys earlier on in the first show that this website was built on WordPress. Yep. For example, this is a post that I had created. So if I to open it up, for example, let's open it up in a new tab, and I'll close this, I think. So you can see we have a title just as we had one here. Yeah. Although they're different fonts, you can have images, you can have links, you can have Twitter posts in them, you can have so much, yeah? The share buttons, and I think if you have the time, I'll show you guys how to create something like this, okay? Yeah, but I was basically showing you what a post is, yeah? So you can add a new post, for example, create categories for a post. Let's say if we wanted to categorize this as in the health, it's about health, then we can do that under categories, okay? So if you open up categories, right now you'd see we only have blog, which is our category, but later on I'll show you guys how to create more categories, okay? That will be really easy. So we have the media, okay? So under media, the media section, you have the media library, and this is where all your files are gonna be stored, yeah? So if you wanna add an image, for example, that you wanna use later on, yeah, you can click on add new. You can drag and drop files or select files to upload. Now let me see if I have something to upload for you guys, just to show you a sample. If I go to this project that I'm working on, and I want to upload this image right here. And by the way, this is an e-commerce tutorial that I've just failed to finish, and it's a sample from an e-commerce tutorial that I've just failed to finish, but maybe I'll show you guys anytime once it's done. Hopefully once I'm done with this tutorial series, I'll make sure I complete it, make a tutorial about it, and share it with you guys, okay? Yeah, but after you learn this, okay? Yeah, so now we uploaded this, yeah, and we can use it at any time, yeah? We can go back to our blog post, for example. If I go to all posts, for example, the one we've just created, and I come to edit, what I'm gonna do, for example, guys, no need to mind, I'm gonna show you guys how to create everything. By everything I mean everything, yeah? So if, for example, I come here and I click on this plus icon and I search for image, all right, I can go to media library, and this is the image that we just uploaded, okay? So you can select and place it in our blog post, Okay, then click update and we can view the post. Okay, and we'll be able to see that our image has been correctly added to the post. Okay, yeah, simple as that, really, guys. So let's click on this WordPress icon, sorry about that, and go back to the tool. So we want the media files and the media library. Yeah, so you can view the files from here. You can add new file from here or right up here. Then you also have pages. Okay, now with pages, for example, the home page, you can create an about us page. You can create an FAQ page, a support page, a men's category page, any kind of page that you want to think about. Okay, you will find it. I mean, you'll find the option to create them under pages. Okay, so right now we have the privacy policy, which comes by default. WooCommerce, I mean WordPress installation, and every website is really required to have this page. Yeah, that's why by default it comes, but in a draft. Yeah, so you can make changes to this, read through and publish it whenever you want. Yeah, and yeah, that kind of makes sense, I think, the way I explained it. Then after that, we will be looking more into details once we reach on creating pages, how they should be created, how they should be edited. Then you can come to comments. Yeah, now comments, basically if someone read this blog post that we created, and let's say they left a reply that said, wow, this is amazing. Will all right, then they post a comment. Yeah, it will show up right here. So if I click on comments right again, then I'll be able to see this comment that this person, for example Enoch, left this comment to this blog post. Yeah, so I'll be able to monitor those. Okay, then you have something called appearance. Yeah, now under appearance, at first there are only two things that are stored there, which is a WordPress theme, and I'm going to talk about it because a theme really governs what your WordPress website can really do. Yeah, there are themes that are meant for blogging websites. There are themes that are created for magazines and news and websites like that. There are themes that are created for e-commerce. Yeah, they are tailored to to be e-commerce specific. They have extra functionalities that can be useful for e-commerce. Yeah, there are themes that are created for to manage clinics, to manage hotels. Yeah, so coupled with plugins, as we would see, you'd find that choosing a correct theme or a perfect theme would be would be would be would be really important. Yeah, for your, depending on your business case. Yeah, so now let's discuss plugins. Yeah, now some people confuse plugins with themes, but it shouldn't be that way. Shouldn't be thought of it that way. A plugin is basically an extension. Yeah, and I'm gonna be showing you guys in detail in the coming tutorials. What can a plugin do? What plugin should be installed? How many plugins do you need on your website? Okay, but once you click on add new plugins, for example here, it's going to show you a bunch of plugins. So for example, now this is a plugin that helps you prevent spam. Yeah, because you realize with WordPress websites that there are bots on the internet that will randomly send you emails, randomly comment on your blog posts, and you may not want that. Yeah, so this has about 5 million installations, so you can install, but I'm not going to install it right now, but to protect your website from spam. Yeah, and for example, let me see another. So these are some of the popular plugins. For example, health check and troubleshooting. This can help you. It's a plugin, it's a feature, it's like an extension of your website that you can add onto your website to help you check what problems is your website having. Is it too heavy? Do the images need compressing? Yeah. What themes need to be removed? What themes are conflicting? Yeah. So these tools will come in handy depending on the problem that you want to be solving. Okay. So then we have users. Okay. So the only user that I have on this WordPress website is me myself. Yeah. But you can add new users if you click on this, and I'm gonna be showing you guys how to create users, how to invite users. For example, you might be in a business of, you might have 10 employees that you need to manage your website. For example, if it's an e-commerce, so you may need people to approve orders, you may need people to reply to comments, you may need people to create content, you might have freelancers, yeah, to create and upload content to your website. You may need freelancers and to interact with your CRM, with your website, and it can be a lot. Yeah. So WordPress offers this feature that helps you create new users. Yeah. And it works so well. Yeah. Sometimes you just have to send an invitation so they come in as a user, and you can offer them user roles. Yeah. So one can be a subscriber, they can be a contributor, they can be an author, they can be an admin. Yeah. We're not going to go into that right now, but I'm just showing you the possibilities. And if you check out the profiles, you can change the color themes of all these. So you see how these are changing. Yeah, but I like to keep it default for now. Yeah. So then under tools, so this is basically just a brief. It's just a brief overview of the WordPress backend. But the more you interact with it, the more you get an idea of how everything works together. Yeah. So you have tools. Under tools here, you can import some comments. You can import some posts from other CMSs and platforms that, as I showed you earlier before, and for example, from another WordPress website, from Tumblr, from RSS feeds. You can also export these posts. You can export content, like media pages, into zip files that can be uploaded onto other WordPress websites. You can take a look at site health, basically any security threats that you're having. Are there too many unused themes? Are there too many unused plugins? All that. Yeah. So you can export personal data, for example, the emails, and everything. Yeah. So for example, let me see. Yeah. So in some cases or in some countries, you may be required to export some data about your website. Yeah. So once that is requested, then this feature really helps you export the data, submit to the organization, and yeah, it's basically used by legal, as you can see here, by legal authorities for legislation and regulations, but nothing so dramatic here. Yeah. So you can erase all that personal data that you just exported. These are plugin and theme file editors. Yeah. So if you don't understand code, especially PHP, you may not want to play around with this because you break your website. Yeah. So quickly jump out of this. Then you have a bunch of settings here. Okay. Now the tutorial is now 20 minutes long, but I think if we can go through this, because yeah, let's go through this. Yeah, I think we have the time, so we can change this to the site title, which means it's a site title of your website. Because if I'm to visit site right here, hover over this home icon and visit site, it's the title is WooCommerce Story. Yeah, there's no website called that. Yeah, so what I can do is to change it into something like Cresta store. Cresta, maybe let's call it a shoe store. Maybe, yeah, that will work. Then What tagline can I use? Maybe the best cakes in town. Oh wow. Best shoes, best women and men shoes in town. All right, I'll leave it like that. The URL, leave it by default. Also leave this by default. You can change your administrator email, yeah, from here. Anyone can register on your website. You can check that or not. They can, once I register, yeah, will they register as an author, editor, or what? By default, I like to keep it as subscriber, yeah, and that's all. Then you can change the time zones if you'd wish to, yeah. So every time zone in this world is catered for, yeah. All these, the date format, I really don't change these a lot. The only thing I really change here is the term, the set title and tagline. And once you're done, you can click save. Okay, so you have then some writing settings, yeah. So the default post category is blog, yeah. Remember, blogs have categories, but you can change the default one because by default blog comes as a category. So every blog you write is categorized as blog, yeah. Hope you understand that. But if you want to change it to health as a default category and you already created that, you can add it here. Then the default post format, I always leave this as standard, and I really don't change these mail servers, yeah. And advise you not to for right now, yeah. Then the reading settings, we'll come back to this, yeah, because show at most 10 blog posts, you can make them 20. For example, if we go back to that MTV news, it's right here. And if you take a look at the blog posts they have created, so they have 1, 2, 3, is a 9, 12, 15, yeah. So they have like 3, that's 6, that is 9, that's 12. So they have 12 posts. Actually, they had 10 just because there's an ad here, but it's supposed to be around 12, yeah. So you can come and change them, and also you on your page, you can have 12 posts, yeah. So the most recent syndication, you can also make them 12. And now each, I really don't change this. I leave it to be full text and search engine visibility. So if you don't want your website to be indexed or your blog post to be indexed by Google, you can turn this on, but I would highly recommend that you do not. Okay. So you have some settings in discussion. So you can read through this. This is basically checking and then checking, checking and then checking, checking and then checking. But I really, 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 really never make any changes to this. Yeah. And I just leave them by default. Okay. Yeah. And then also the media settings, the image sizes, they can be cropped or not. I never really edit this apart from the permalinks, where I just set this to post name. Yeah. It's proven to be good for SEO. Yeah. So I just save this as post name and I click save options. Yeah. Then under privacy, I always leave this as default. Okay. So now if toward the back end, now this hosting is right here because we have a plugin for Stinger. Once I deactivate it, it should go away. Yeah. But if you use Stinger, then it will appear there. All right. So now, if you click on dashboard, yeah, we have looked at posts. Yeah, helps you create blog posts. We have looked at the media section where we store our media files, images, and everything. Pages where you can create home pages, blog pages. The home page, the shop section, about us, FAQ, support, all that. We have looked at the comments, where the comments that you'll be receiving from your viewers, are going to be stored. You have looked at the appearance, where themes are stored, yeah, for your WordPress website. We're going to be discussing more themes. You have looked at plugins, where your plugins are stored that add extra functionality to your website. We have looked at users, where you can create new users for your website. You can create authors, you can create administrators, people who manage your shops. Okay. We have looked at tools, those that help you monitor your site health, export some personal data, export and import comments, and all that. We have looked at settings, where your settings are the general, the time, the dates, settings about the blog post, the permalinks, and everything. Yep. So you guys now have a solid understanding of how the WordPress backend sort of works. Okay. So now on the right, you have the credentials of the user that you're currently logged in. Obviously, you can edit the profile, but once you click edit profile, it's still gonna take you under users, under profile, to make those changes. So I'll go back to dashboard. Then once you're here, one shortcut that most people like to use is with this new plus. You can create a new post, you can create a new video file, you can create a new page or a new user by just hovering over this new. Yeah. But once you hover and you select post, it will redirect you to a page where you can create a new post. Okay. So I'm gonna click this WordPress and go back. All right. So another trick that most people like to do is that when you click, for example, remember you guys will change the site title to create a new store, shoe store. Yeah. Once you click on this, okay, it takes you to the page, to your home page. And once you click on it again, it takes you back to the backend dashboard. Click on it again, it takes you back to the home page. Click on it again, it takes you back to the dashboard. Okay. But one thing that you see me commonly do in the tutorials is just hover over it. When I click on this site, I right click on it, then click open link in your tab. Yeah. Just so that I'm not interrupted on whatever I'm working on here. Okay. So now I think that has been it for this entire tutorial. Now for the next tutorial, what we're going to be doing is that I'm going to take you back now in depth of how to create a blog post, how to create pages, how do we customize a theme, how do we create menus, how do we just work. Yeah. So it's a lot of content that is upcoming. So you guys just subscribe to the channel, you like, turn on the notification, so that every time I release a tutorial, you guys are ready, yeah, to take on. You guys are ready to learn new things for each tutorial that I release. Okay, so see you on the next one.